Good afternoon, everyone. We are here in Vienna, Austria, at the IFC 5th Annual Climate Business Forum, and I have a great pleasure to sit here today with Patricia Fuller, Canadian Ambassador for Climate Change. Canada has been a tremendous partner for IFC and a leader in climate action globally, and I'm just delighted to have Patricia with me here today. So, Patricia, timing couldn't be any better. We have just seen a new report on climate from IPCC. What does that mean for Canada? Canada has been doing a lot, but what does this report mean in terms of your priorities and your perspectives?
Thank you, Alzbeta. It's a pleasure to be here in Vienna at the IFC Climate Forum. The IPCC report says that we have very little time left if we are to achieve a 1.5 degree warming as opposed to a 2 degree warming of the climate. And it outlines the difference that temperature increase would mean for humanity, for species, for sea level rise, for extreme weather events, and really for the prosperity of communities around the world. So it means that we have to accelerate action, and that's certainly an important theme of the discussion we're having here in Vienna around how we accelerate sustainable finance. And we're pleased, as Alzbeta has mentioned, that we've been able to be a pioneer partner with the IFC in leveraging private sector finance, in bringing a partnership with the IFC that aims to get private sector finance into areas that it would not otherwise have gone without the partnership of donors like Canada. And that is part of the answer to achieve the, as we say, moving from billions to trillions, to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement and to achieve the sustainable development goals.
Thank you, Patricia. You've done a wonderful keynote for us here at the forum, and we heard about a number of global initiatives that Canada is going to be doing in climate. Can you share with our audience what those initiatives will be in the coming months?
Yes, certainly. So I was sharing in my keynote a number of the initiatives that we've taken in the area of sustainable finance. So I referred to our new partnership with the IFC, where we're embarking on a second program. This one is for $250 million, and we expect to be able to leverage a much larger amount in terms of private sector investment in climate change mitigation and adaptation in developing countries. We're also working with a number of new tools. It's important to mention that we have now a development finance institution, FinDev Canada, created just this year, which will be working in developing countries to advance gender equality and advance the success of developing country entrepreneurs in climate resilient projects. And beyond the area of sustainable finance, we are also doing innovative things in diplomacy. We co-lead with the United Kingdom the Powering Past Coal Alliance, which has set the objective of coal phase-out. That is phasing out coal for electricity generation. And we're pleased that we're now up to 75 members in the Powering Past Coal Alliance. So that is another way that we can accelerate climate action and accelerate the achievement of the Paris Agreement goals.
That's great. We are really looking forward to work with FinDev, and we already started with our first contact there. And on coal, you may have seen our announcement in Bali as to what we plan to do with our financial institution exposure to coal. So this is very exciting, and again, very happy to partner with Canada. So when it comes to innovation, Canada has been really at the forefront, and you were the first partner for us in blended finance in a number of areas. What's your thinking on blended finance? How do you see the amplifying impact of blended finance when it comes to leveraging public resources for private sector development?
Well, it's so important to have the private sector able to drive development towards a low carbon future. Clearly, governments have a very important role to play here, and we are playing that role. We've put in place in Canada our Pan-Canadian framework, which sets a whole series of regulations, carbon pricing incentives to achieve our climate change goals. but we know that it's the private sector which drives economic growth, and therefore we need to make sure that in difficult markets and emerging markets that we're able to demonstrate that climate projects do make business sense and have those replicated beyond those initial demonstration types of projects. So that is the goal of blended finance.
That is great. And in turn, we in IFC have seen that we can leverage every dollar from you with extra $6 to $14 from private sector financing. So this is a true multiplying effect. So to close, Patricia, what would be your message to our young audience on Facebook, audience that worries about climate and perhaps doesn't see yet the business opportunities that climate brings?
Well, I would say to young people out there that, first of all, you have every right to demand action from your governments because your generation, even more than our generation, will feel the impacts of climate change. So that's the first point. But the second point is that there is so much potential for innovation in this challenge of meeting these goals. And I have had the pleasure to meet with young Canadians who are doing incredible things, entrepreneurs who have brought technologies into the commercial space that are really making a difference in terms of the environment. So I would just say that the potential for innovation and creativity is limitless in meeting this challenge, and that we can't wait to see what you can accomplish.
Creativity and innovation. Ms. Ambassador Patricia Fuller, thank you so much for joining us here, and thanks again to Canada for being such a great partner to IFC and the World Bank Group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alzbeta.